Hi there, welcome to Up and Running. Today we're going to have a look at Hoka's Clifton5. We're going to look at some of the updates that the shoes undergone and see whether those updates have actually resulted in the shoe in an improvement in the shoe compared to the Clifton4. Sometimes brands make changes to shoes just for the sake of it. Other times, some of the changes work. We often get that like the first version of a shoe is fantastic, then the second one is not so great because they made one or two changes, and then you get the third one is it's good again because they've kind of gone back to what made the first one great. So the Clifton has undergone quite a few changes since the first one. Let's jump into the Clifton5 and see what they've changed here and whether or not they've actually made an improvement on the Clifton4. The first thing that as you look at the shoe that's noticeable is that the upper's changed. What they've done, the Clifton4 had quite a few overlays on the top of the upper and right on the bend of the shoe. So for some people, it kind of created a little bit of friction and issues in that regard. That's gone in the Clifton5. So the upper is a lot smoother, a lot less overlays, a little bit more breathable, as you can see, and it looks a little bit sleeker. So it just fits the foot a little bit nicer than what the Clifton4 did. According to Hoka, that's basically what's changed in the shoe. It's the same midsole unit as what the Clifton4 was. You can see it looks fairly similar. We have found from wear testers though that the full shoe does feel a bit softer underfoot, especially the forefoot area. So, and when you actually feel the foam, it actually does feel a little bit softer than what the Clifton4 does. You can't really look at it that way. You've got to get the shoe on your foot and see what the cushioning is like underfoot. And it seems like the forefoot is a little bit softer in the Clifton5, which Clifton3 lovers would be glad to hear. The other change Hoka has made comes out of the foot frame. So you can see here that Hoka has got this foot frame that sits on, that literally is designed to hold your foot a little bit. You can see that the foot frame is actually just an extension of the midsole unit, and a lot of guys have had issues with that in the Clifton4, in that foot frame was quite rigid. It was a lot more rigid than what it was in the Clifton3. And a few guys got issues in terms of chafing under the arch. We had a few guys that had got some blisters and stuff like that. So what's happened in the Clifton5 is, although Hoka hasn't advertised it as an actual change, is that foot frame is a little bit lower, so it's and not as aggressive as it was in the 4. So when you put your foot in the shoe, it really does feel a little bit more comfortable. It's a little bit more smoother than the Clifton4, and hopefully with the softer feel underfoot, we can have a little bit more of the old Clifton that we loved when they started with the shoe in the Clifton5, and hopefully get some good mileage out of it. On the outside, if we look at the outsole of the shoe, nothing's really changed there. They've kept the rubber layout is the same on both, so the outsole hasn't changed at all. All in all, we reckon it's probably quite a good update, a real improvement on the Clifton4, which was one of those where we weren't too sure whether it was really an improvement on the Clifton3. So happy with the Clifton5. If you're a Clifton lover, even if you've come from the Clifton1, I reckon the Clifton5 is going to be a shoe that you're going to feel. This is what a Hoka shoe is supposed to feel like. Great cushioning, definite improvement in terms of the comfort and the feel of the shoe. So come and try it out. Cheers.